busy builder is now live, streaming miniatures.
Hello. Frankie Kemp. Howdy. Could you possibly run a check on the alerts just to make sure they're working? Somebody followed yesterday and I don't remember getting the alert. Hey, Model Ninja, how you doing? Continuing work on the Chieftain. Okay, that worked.
Looks like love at first sight to me.
Yeah, that one worked too. So we're just running a quick live test of all the things. Yeah, it looks like they work fine.
This ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening. This ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
I wish that was real. How's it doing? How's it going, Steven? Mittens, don't fight with Frankles. I noticed that somebody had followed yesterday on Twitch, but I don't remember seeing the alert. It could have been during one of my stand-up breaks, too. I just wanted to be sure the alerts were working. I know this is so easy to see, brass on brass. Who just jumped up there? That felt like a Mittens.
And purple blue feet.
That was a Mittens. Hey, buddy. How's my little mutant? Huh? Frankie. You go find your toy, we'll play fetch. I'm not gonna go look for it for you. Once we get past all these little grab handles and stuff on the rear deck, we can move on to more stuff. Probably start working on the turret proper. Yeah. Do I need the camera closer or is this good? Any closer I feel I might hit it too much. That went ping. What are you doing back there, Mittens? Huh? What are you doing? You look like you just got caught with your paw in the cookie jar. I can just feel my chair wiggling and moving around with him back there. Round 2 just dropped a preview of their 48 scale TIE bomber. Brand new tool kit. I'm definitely gonna have to get that one. Then I'll have to find the older 148 scale TIE fighter kits to go with. I'd kill for the 32nd scale one, but that's too much wing. Too big. Is everybody having a good day today, though? Weekend quickly approaching. Mine won't start till Sunday. I've only got the one day off, too. You're shedding again, aren't you? I can feel your fur flying around my face. Yeah, I'm talking to you. What do you want? Huh? Good boy. He's a good boy. Hi. Mew mew. Mew mew mew. 8 more. There's a little nub of the photo etch fret. There we go. Alright. So these will not line up directly with the mesh itself. They're in the center of each hatch. They're going more quickly than I expected, at least. So we're past 850 subs on YouTube. I don't think Twitch is ever going to catch up to that. Still at like in the 750s on the follower count. We're rounding the bend on 900. It'll be nice to get there. Well, you're staying up there a long time today, bud. Normally you jump back down by now. What? Hmm? I know what he wants, I just don't have the room for a lap cat right now. Mittens, there's no room for chair cat right now, down in the lower part of the chair. You can do desk. Want to get on the desk? Hmm? Give me a second, buddy. There we go. I forgot how many grab handles they had on the engine deck of this thing. I think it's got more than even the M60.
RS_studio said got more than a fat cowgirl on rodeo night.
Wow, okay. Some of those Texas euphemisms rubbing off on you there? I think the mirrors are going to wait till last as well, because I still got to handle it for all the road wheels and stuff. So mirrors, headlight, brush guards. Alright, on to the turret. But first, feels like I got cat fur stuck in my stubble. If there's nothing else on this sprue, I can get this side skirt off and throw the sprue out. I am excited to start working on the Puma, but I don't want to rush into it. I need... Why are you stuck together like that? Gonna need the G sprue, M, D, and we're gonna need B here in a minute, I think. Okay. D5. Alright, let's see what he wants. Mittens. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, he just wants down in the chair next to me. Come on. Come on. There you go. Partial lap cat. There you go. How you doing, Keith? Welcome, welcome. Are you gonna get comfy or are you gonna continue moving around? Huh? Come on.
At Keith Porter 5148 said I am great, how are you?
Trying to build a tank with a needy cat in my lap. Can I build? Thank you. Oh, now you're gonna get down? Alright. After I accommodated you, I see.
At Keith Porter 5148 said grinning squinting face emoji rolling on the
D12.
floor laughing emoji lol.
D13. And 2 D47s. Okay.
At Keith Porter 5148 said I am building the Leopard 2A6 with full interior kit by RFM. It's awesome kit.
Well, we've got a stream goal here right now for getting the 16th scale 2A7V from Takom / Dustwork. I find it's easier to deal with these little supposedly workable hinges by tacking the end part in place, and while it's still movable, you fiddle with it until you get it in place. Come on, Hatch, line up. There you go. I don't mind a lot of parts, but I've looked at some of those Ryfield kits, and I think Master Box as well. And yeah, their full interior tanks in 35th scale are like, okay, maybe that's a bit much.
At Keith Porter 5148 said great, that's on my wish list to buy next.
Well, we're just over a third of the way there. There we go. There. So I need D42. Okay. Just going step by step here. trying to decide if we want the gun sight opened or closed. I think I'll model it open for now. Then I'll have to take a better look to see what I have to do. Back to the photo etch for a minute. But thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'm trying to get the weekend, or not weekend. I'm trying to get my brain to work. No, I'm trying to get the weekday streams to become a more regular thing. These do protrude off of here a little bit. Mini Art, that's the company I was thinking of. You didn't just do that, did you? I saw it go off this way. There's a 75% chance it's still on the desk. Problem is, it's not that big to begin with. You know, whatever this curse is with Takom made kits, this better not continue with the Puma.
RS_Studios said what was it?
It's right there. Looks like it bounced or it fell off of something and I didn't see it. Oh, ha ha. There we go. I'm gonna put something different on for tunes.
Studios said it was in the last.
Well, when it went
look,
ping,
like
it
it
went
always
that
does,
way.
lol.
Fast. Okay. Where were we?
RS_Studios said in England.
No, I don't mean then. I mean now. Where were we now?
RS_Studios said hell.
No, that was winter 2005. It was some of the densest, thick-ass fog I'd ever seen.
At Keith Quarter 5148 said I order my kit from Andy's hobby headquarters in Arizona. He has good prices on his kits.
He does. I've found better deals otherwhere.
Said like the fog INJ Qatar.
Exactly like the fog in Qatar. I order from Andy's from time to time. Usually what I want, he's sold out of. I ordered this from Andy's. I've been to his shop a couple times. My father used to live nearby. There we go. But yeah, that fog in Qatar was no joke. And it moved around like a living mist at times, too. I don't remember if we ever got a thunderstorm at the base, but I do remember seeing them off in the distance. If we did get one, I may have slept through it.
At Keith Quarter 5148 said, what are you building again? I am sorry.
The Takom Chieftain Mark 11. Hold on, wife messaged.
At Keith Quarter 5148 said, oh okay great, that's a good kit.
It's alright. I think I have more fun with their 432 and the M60. This one feels like it's partsy for part's sake. I know why they did a lot of it. It's so they could make all the other marks out there. I think somebody said this is representative of a Mark III hull that had been upgraded. But they also have it so you can do a Mark V, Mark X. Oh, forgot that one. Whoopsie. Okay. Now I need G6. I probably won't start on the Puma until after I get the Bradley out of the way. Don't want to put that on just yet. That'll get snapped a lot.
At Keith Porter 5148 said, how long have you been building models?
Probably the better part of 40 years now. So I've got a pretty decent set of skills. Am I perfect? Hell no.
The model student 20 said, hello, love the Batmobile. Chieftain is coming along nicely.
Hey, model student. How you doing? Yeah, that's the Mobius kit, if anyone wants to find it. I cut open the cockpit.
5148 said, oh great, you beat have been building about 20 years. I enjoy it. I am retired.
I'm not even retired yet, that's the thing, so I just never stopped. 'Cause nobody told me to, drill sergeant. No. Anyway, so I need 9 of the M5s. But I also keep things simple.
Looks like love at first
Said
sight to
Scaled
me.
Crafts just subscribed Hog Jam.
Upsy, thank you.
Just gifted Secunding Culver a tier 1 subscription.
Thank you very much for that.
Just gifted Adventure Build Gaming a tier 1 subscription. I8 Upsy just gifted Scaled Crafts a tier 1 subscription. I8 Upsy just gifted Pavlov_94 a tier 1 subscription. I8 Upsy
I'm waiting for that to finish.
Luciano Lukin a tier 1 subscription. At the model student 20 said I'm okay Mobius or nice kids I have the tumbler still in the stack.
So on the Tumblr, check your fit.
148 said I retire from firefighter.
You are a much stronger man than I. I know I couldn't be a firefighter, so I joined the military instead. But, yeah, there's some issues with the interior. Check your fit when you do it. I've got the tumbler built, too. It's over there somewhere.
20 said I'm basically retired as well. I'm adjusting. Grinning face with sweat emoji.
You're becoming more eccentric, model student. Did not expect that of you. I8 Upsy, thank you very much for those gifted subs. Your support is much appreciated.
At the model student 20 said it's going to be a weird one to paint as well.
What, the Tumblr? No, it's easy. Semi-gloss black. There are some things...
20 said if I do the camo scheme.
You can.
Studios just redeemed free hugs.
Did you buy... Did you buy the version from Dark Knight Rises? Or did you buy the base black one? I want to find one of the Dark Knight Rises ones for that little turret feature. But now I just work essentially a 9 to 5. The schedule shifts here and there, which is why my streaming days are so weird. And I try to announce when my next main day is going to be during the stream, so that way people know. Weekdays are hit or miss. Been getting better at them. Usually for about 2 to 3 hours between 5 and 7 Mountain Time. So it's probably, what, almost 5 your time? So it'll be 4 and 6 your time for start and stop. And then on my full days off, it's usually around 1 p.m. my time. So I will not need this clear disc, because this has the TOGs on it, which is the upgraded sight.
The one in Camo Dark Knight Trilogy comes with a Bane fig.
So yeah, you got the Dark Knight Rises version. It's got a pretty decent little interior in it. There's not a lot to it, but they didn't give the base kit a provision to make it so you could have the roof open. Not like this kit, where if you're careful, you can cut it open like I did. I found some pictures of the hero car they built for the Batman vs Superman movie, and I kind of like what they were doing with Ben Affleck's Batman there. I don't care about getting glue on the clear parts here. I usually wind up painting my my sights anyway. Yeah, my tumbler's probably covered in dust. Who's down there? Is that that is a Frankles? Hi, Frankie.
20 said his Batman is good. The model student 20 said at least he's big.
Yeah.
At Keith Porter 5000.
Take it easy, Keith. Thanks for stopping by.
At the model student 20 said the new Batman is a wimp.
Actually, you see, I like Twilight Guy as the Batman as well, because you have to look at Ben Affleck is Dark Knight Returns, you know, that comic Batman. Hi, Frank. We have visited Frankie, and the camera just moved about 3 feet to the side. Come on. Move your butt, cat. There. Anyway, the Robert Pattinson one is Batman just starting.
Keith Porter 5148 said you too.
Really, Frank? So I can appreciate both characters and the way they're being done.
At the model student 20 said it was okay, but he isn't big enough even for a young Bruce.
Dude's taller than I am.
RS_Studios said, Desk.
What, Frankles? Did you bring a puff? I don't see it.
Said, beware desk cat. They will conquer all with their mighty fluffy paws.
Okay.
All shall bow down when they purr.
So M10.
At the model student 20 said, I thought he was okay, actually a bit disturbed, lol.
And that's what they were going with. And Matt Reeves has a much different approach. And the thing is, it's easier to believe somebody of his build moving as quickly as Batman's supposed to as a character, where the Ben Affleck version would be much, much slower. So Pattinson's is more in line with like Keaton's level of energy. D40. Okay, I see how that goes now.
The model student 20 said Batman is so great it doesn't matter. He plays him rolling on the
And that's what I'm trying to get at is either way you shake it, there's good points to pull from the story, you know? I wonder how they're going to bring Clayface into all of this. That new Clayface series is supposedly part of the Matt Reeves series. Or Matt Reeves universe or world or whatever you want to call it. There's that. D35. Or no, D15. Okay, I see how that works. Yeah, we're going to make it open. I forgot this thing has a shutter that swings upward. Where, like on the Abrams and the Leopard, it has doors that open outward. This one, the cover swings upward. Okay, that's making a lot more sense to me now.
model student 20 said, I guess Netflix is macking the live-action Gundam.
You realize there's been a live-action Gundam around since the early 2000s, right? And it was absolutely horrendous. So bad, they even used Starship Troopers uniforms in it. It was called G-Savior, and it was bad. Like, it's not even so bad, it's good bad. Turns out that was all about an animated series they're doing, which is why Alan Tudyk showed up in those. Too bad, people were hoping for a live-action continuation. Nice dick tease. I like animated stuff, don't get me wrong. I don't like the animation style that Disney is using in all their stuff lately. All the characters just look angry and snarky and just butthurt about something all the time now.
At the model student 20 said, I remember it, it's awful.
So I'm gonna pass on the animated Firefly. Sorry. Are you still down there? You brought a poof! Okay. Fetch time. Fetch time. Go get it. You're gonna hear some intense meowing for a little bit now.
RS_Studios said you said something about reusing uniforms.
Oh.
So I said Firefly you.
No, I don't remember Firefly reusing Starship Troopers stuff, honestly. I'd have to watch it again. Or if they did, they dressed them up so they weren't so obvious that they were just Starship Troopers uniforms.
Studios said yepper. At Ronald McDonald 8303 asks, hey everyone, how's it going tonight?
Like I said, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Studios said no, they were obvious.
But then the Honda four-wheeler was pretty obvious because they couldn't afford to do the effects for the hover mule.
Excellent, best Gundam show so far.
You know I don't follow Gundam all that much, so...
At the model student 20 said Starship Troopers was so great.
I enjoyed it. I understood it for the satire it was because the director himself had lived... He was alive during the German occupation in his country.
The model student 20 said doing great. RS_Studios said the first one was good.
Yeah, the rest were junk. You're not wrong. The rest lost the plot, too, that's why.
McDonald 8303 said Starship Troopers is a lot of fun to watch, even though they're ridiculous.
And that's what a lot of people don't get. It was meant to be ridiculous. It was satire, the same way RoboCop was.
At the model student 20 said Michael Ironside is a big fab.
Yeah, too bad he went from being a Hollywood that guy, so you knew you were going to have a fun movie. He even made Highlander 2, doesn't matter which cut, he made Highlander 2 tolerable.
At the model student 20 said Gundam is mostly retarded. At the model student 20 said Troopers is satire.
And that's just it. I feel a lot of times Gundam is trying to do what Troopers did, even movie or the book. What, buddy? Where is it? You left it under my chair. You ready? Go get it.
At Ronald McDonald 8303 said I like the melting scene on RoboCop and the nuclear grenade.
Nuclear grenade? In RoboCop? Oh, there it is. Whee! Sorry, cat distraction. Look.
Studios said I can hear the kitty meow when he brings it back.
Yeah. And RoboCop, unfortunately, is in the same vein as Starship Troopers. The first two were okay. The first one was great. The second one was okay. The third one, we don't talk about the third one.
My YouTube page at the model student 20 said best thing about Gundam is the character names there are ridiculous. At Ronald McDonald 8303 said in a scene they blow up a house with a single grenade.
Well, that wasn't because it was a nuke. And yes, I like the 2014 RoboCop, but in this instance, we're just talking about the Paul Verhoeven film. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. They're already getting Taika Waititi to make the next Dredd. Ugh. So it's going to be full of snarky Marvel humor?
Studios said was the 2014 RoboCop the black-colored one.
Yeah. And the guy who was the little bully, the guy that played Rorschach in The Watchmen, he lives not too far from you.
Studios said only see parts of it.
Give it a watch. Watch the original one first. And everywhere the original went, turned left, it went right, in terms of the story. And I appreciate that they tried... What? Wayne Weatherwax, thank you for subscribing to the channel. And I appreciate that in the 2014 RoboCop is they didn't try and remake the first one beat for beat. They really tried to make it its own movie.
At the model student 20 said you're all in here with me. Great scene.
Yeah, but apparently that little guy lives not too far from Ares. I saw a video of him talking about the rain you guys are having down there recently. And I know it was a pun that he was all on board with, but he played Gruishka in Battle Angel, the live-action one. Oh, this is going to be a cluster getting off that sprue. That is all one piece. And I gotta get that off there intact. Yeah, we're not using nippers, that's for sure. At least not for a lot of it. Hi, Frankles. Hi, buddy.
RS_Studios said good luck.
Stay. Nope, we have little bits. You can't come over here. Oh, you're gonna sniff me? Okay. Are you up here because I didn't throw your toy? Huh?
RS_Studios said, desk. Stream Elements said beware desk cat. They will conquer all with their mighty fluffy paws. All shall bow down when they purr.
Oh, and he's purring like an engine right now. I have to put the knife down when he does this because I don't want him stabbing on it. Or I don't want him stabbing himself by rubbing on it or stepping on it. No, we don't want to see... No, no goatsy. No cat goatsy.
At Ronald McDonald 8303 said they're making the Jackie Chan adventures into a live-action film.
Hey, buddy. I hope you guys don't mind the cat visits.
Studios said cat starfish.
Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah. Down. Down. I won't throw you a toy unless you get down. Go get it.
At Ronald McDonald 8303 said, ooh, how lovely smiling face with hard eyes emoji.
He's a good boy. But I really think he's part Savannah. He's too big. For your average stripy short hair, he's huge.
Student 20 said kitties rule.
Yes, titties do rule. Yes. You did say titties, right?
Studios said kitties and beer.
Kitties and beer.
At Ronald McDonald 8303 said my rabbit is so cute, she used to snuggle me. At the
Boing.
model student 20 said I thought the live action Ghost in the Shell was true to form.
And that's what a lot of people don't get about Ghost in the Shell. We've talked about this in the channel before you were here too. And that's why I prefer the Ghost in the Shell live action more than the Battle Angel live action.
At Ronald McDonald 8303 asks the model student, isn't that an anime film?
Battle Angel was scene for scene from the manga, from the book. It has to be because it's its own contained story. Ghost in the Shell is shown that you can do other things within that world with the same characters. You don't need to be stuck exactly to what the manga did.
RS_Studios said I like both live action and anime Ghost in the Shell.
Do I think Scarlett Johansson did okay? People say she was a bit stiff or wooden in her acting. She was supposed to be. Because the story was about the brain getting used to the shell, too, and coming to terms with it. I think they played it too safe by sticking to essentially using most of the first film as their inspiration and stealing a couple of ideas from the manga. Where the movie worked best when it strayed from that.
303 asks I like the World War II based manga cartoons. If I'm correct, do manga do the war?
Yes and no. You want a good one? Check out Grave of the Fireflies. No, it isn't. It is not. Her character is actually... She can be strict, yes. But her character is the biggest fucking goofball out there. Sake drinking parties while they're waiting for stuff to do. She interfaced with the Prime Minister in the manga and used his own hand to punch him in the face. You know, she fucks around a lot if you read the manga. She is hardly serious half the time. It's only the later animated series that made her like that. In the manga, she's nothing like that. And they're actually doing an animated series based on that art style and more on those character ideas. It's due out later this year.
Student 20 said she has a huge arch.
She does. Arc, right. Yeah. B9, B20, 20, 20, 20. Where are you? There you are. The best example of how her character is, go onto YouTube and look up all the animated cutscenes for the PS1 game. Until now, that is the only time.
Student 20 said it's a great world to explore. No sense in remaking Akira rolling on the floor laughing.
Bullshit! Have you read Akira? The movie covers basically a quarter of the entire story. If anything, Akira should be redone more than Ghost in the Shell now. Like, you remember that looked like an old person in a white robe that was always praying in the movie? That person's story is so huge in the manga. It's a shame they cut that character like they did. That's Lady Miyako. And she plays a huge role in the story and in Tetsuo's development.
At the model, student 20 said, oh, carry on, sure, yeah.
Don't believe me then. Fine.
At the model,
Bye.
student 20 said, I mean, remake the original.
Well, that's just it. You would have to remake Akira to tell it right. Because the film fuzzes up so many different parts of the story.
Rainy Weatherwax just followed.
Oh, that was delayed. And thank you again for the follow, Wayne. I got a subscription notice before. So. The Akira film is a technological masterpiece, right? Whoop, drop. But in terms of telling the story that's written, no, nowhere near. But at the same time, they had to.
20 said, I had to watch that movie like 5 times
Yeah.
when I was young to figure WTAF face with tears of joy emoji. At Ronald McDonald 8,300.
Yeah, it was released in '88. Yes,
Made in 1988.
all hand drawn. A lot of it was animated at 24 frames per second.
Student 20 said more frames than any other animation.
You can tell the scenes when they cut down on the frames, but most of them were filmed at 24 frames a second, or animated at 24. B27. And that's the real shame, is even if they do redo it now, visually it really wouldn't be able to compare. They had to develop new colors to animate the night scenes on that. But I think Akira would do well as a miniseries. But that's just my opinion. I know a lot of other people hate it out there because, admit it, Akira for the most part is baby's first anime.
That's what I meant.
when it comes down to it, for most people in my age group, Akira was baby's first anime. That wasn't it for me. My first anime, besides, you know, the stuff that was released on TV. Oh, they have. Katsuhiro Otomo has done it 3 times. If you look up the... And I think this is on Internet Archive. Yeah. Yeah, it's on Internet Archive. There's a anthology series called Neo Tokyo. In that, and you can probably look it up on its own. It's called The Order to Stop Construction. It was a short film done by the same animation team that did Akira. And it's a Katsuhiro Otomo film. The exact same fluidity. Have you seen Memories? The third portion of Memories, where the guy is forced to be in the firing chamber because he fucks up. That was also animated by them. The only time it failed, and I really tried to... I wanted to like this film, right? But I couldn't. Steam Boy.
At the model, student 20 said yours.
Steam Boy leaned too heavily on the computer, and the story itself was just all over the place. I just, for the life of me, I could not like Steam Boy. But by the time Steam Boy had come out, which was early 2000s, I want to say, it had already been eclipsed by Studio Ghibli with films like Mononoke. Later, Ronald. Have a good night. It had already been eclipsed by Ghibli, like, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, films like that. And it just couldn't live up to it. But I think if Otomo was approached right now.
At the model, student 20 said, "What's that one where the spaceship answers the distress signal to the ghost ship?"
It's not that they all see their past. They see. That's Magnetic Rose. They see the opera singer's past. The only one who really sees his past is the, forget what his name was. He keeps seeing his daughter because the ship recreates his daughter.
At the model, student 20 said, "Good night, Ronald."
Yeah, that was Magnetic Rose. Love that film. That is probably the last of the amazing animation I've seen in a long time. D7, D2, D6.
At the model, student 20 said, "That's it, that was a good one." At the model, student 20 said, "I love that stuff."
My favorite, though, of all those smaller anthology films, The Running Man.
The model, student 20 said, "Me too." At the model, student 20 said, "WAY good."
But The Running Man was the best one from Neo Tokyo. where the race car driver is psychically tearing the other racers' cars apart, and then kills himself because he's the last racer left and he can't control his power. That one even got put on liquid television on MTV. I'm not working in frame because Frankie has bumped my camera around way too much. He didn't bring his puff back. But when everybody else has Akira as baby's first anime, everybody watched Star Blazers and G-Force, Gatchaman, and, you know, stuff like that back in the day. The first one I ever really remember getting into myself was Lensman. Is it a shit adaptation of the E.E. Doc Smith story? Yes. Is it a fun movie to watch still and fun series? Fuck yeah.
At the model student 20 said the tentacle stuff. Face with crossed out eyes emoji, dizzy emoji.
I have seen Orotsukidoji. I must be a normal person because that really didn't do anything for me. Same thing with Devilman, just meh. So I also laugh when people, you know, gush over Devilman Crybaby on Netflix. I'm like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about, you know?
Model student 20 said W-A-Y weird.
And it really is like, you just want to ask them, what's the most you ever lost on a coin toss? Because they have no idea what they're talking about.
At the model student 20 asks, what's that Vampire Castle one?
Vampire Hunter? Or are you talking, what's the game? Castlevania. Yeah, you got Vampire Hunter D, the original Battle Angel, but those are all released to the US about the same time as Akira.
At the model student 20 said that's it Castlevania.
That's based on a video game. Vampire Hunter D was better. And I've heard they're going to make more of those stories based on the novels.
Most of those IPs are old.
Yeah, most of those IPs are good too. Look at the kind of crap we got coming out lately. Moe almost killed Macross. But I'm also still glad that Macross doesn't treat its old fans like they're not needed anymore.
At the Model Student 20 said they crush it over there. I've been a fan since the early 80s.
So have I. Just didn't know it as I was watching it. We just don't mention the R-Word series around here. We can talk about Macross, we can talk about Mosquito, we can talk about Southern Cross.
At the Model Student 20 said Japanese have respect.
Sorry, my knee's starting to bind up a little bit, so I'm probably going to take a small move around break here once I get this on. And then we'll tackle the first of the baskets. Oh, there goes the knee. Yep. Alright, I'm going to take a move around break real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I grabbed some water while I was up too. Yeah, we're not going to get into his crap. Alright, Ars, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out.
At the Model Student 20 said, I mean his stuff is nice and all, but golly miss Molly Geesh.
Oh, that's what I mean. I had to actually block his channel because his stuff kept getting fed down onto my stuff. Over-explains, too verbose, and too rigidly adheres to what is the accepted, how you should do it.
The model student 20 said, "Buy ours puppers, yay."
Yeah. The only time you should anything on a model is during construction, because it only fits together one way. And that's only if you're building the kit. If you're building something completely by scratch, the rules are up to you. But I'm glad I'm not the only one who sees that kind of, for lack of a better word, talking down your nose at people when it comes to it.
The model student 20 said, "I just like checking his image quality. I try to get a good image as best as I can. Night shift has good image as well."
Well, night shift also takes a lot more time to set his stuff up.
The model student 20
But he also keeps it simple. I know my image quality is shit most of the time, but I'm not doing professionally produced videos. I'm just building a model to try and keep you guys entertained.
The model student 20 said, "I build for fun."
Oh, so do I. And you can tell when I'm serious about a subject and when I'm kind of just meh.
The model
Okay.
student 20 said, "Big money cameras."
I wish I had that money. I mean, I kind of do, but I'm going to spend it on something, you know, a bit better.
The model student 20 said, "Me too, I like the hobby. It keeps me sane." Grinning face with sweat emoji.
And I know this may seem petty, but I like showing that you don't need all the money to build good models. Spend the money on the kit, not the bullshit. There's a t-shirt in there somewhere.
The model student 20 said, "Me too, but I would probably buy models rolling on the floor laughing emoji."
Considering what we're saving up for, I'm amazed I'm buying the kits I am still. And still putting my projected amount into savings. But that's just called the balance, you know?
The model student 20 said, "No, I think those kind of channels push as many people away from trying a kit than inspire."
Because it makes it seem like, why am I buying the kit if I have to buy all this shit to make it work? You know? That's why I'm not dumping tons of aftermarket into my stuff. Or if I do something like that, it's because I want to, not because I feel it's a mandatory accessory that's required to finish the model to a high standard.
20 said, "Ban."
And by high standard, I don't mean it's going to win the next IPMS Nationals or anything like that. I just mean you can put it on your shelf and look at it with satisfaction, knowing that it looks like it's supposed to.
At the model student 20 said you said doo-doo rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Doo-doo. And that's what I aim for. I just got to get better at showing the work, I guess. Why did they make this in 3 pieces? And that's all I want anybody who watches me to get is, as long as you're happy with it, fine, build it. If you want all that aftermarket, that's up to you. Sometimes I indulge in it, but you don't need it. Wow, my depth perception's having trouble today.
At the model student 20 said live streaming is the ultimate in showing the work. I think no editing.
Well, it definitely shows up the mistakes, doesn't it? Or the fiddliness of, say, this turret basket. And I bet you $5 there's probably a 3D printed turret basket out there to make it easier to build it. Well, it's easy enough to build. You just got to have a little patience. There's nothing wrong with this one. It's just a very fiddly assembly.
The model student 20 said exactly I tried those 3D decals, but they weren't needed. The detail was already there really except for the seat belts.
Exactly. And you saw from my finished example, the kit looks just fine even without that. Come on, line up. At some point I'm going to put this thing down and just leave it to dry. There. Because I got to let that dry because I got to put photo etch in it next. That's going to be fun.
Student 20 said stuff like that cage looks so good when they're done.
Especially when you stuff it with camo netting and compo ration boxes. Actually, I gotta see if I can find some compo ration boxes. I was thinking of making this the Chieftain used in Reign of Fire, not how it appeared on screen, but the actual Chieftain they turned into the one in that film. I asked the guy who did the vehicle work for the film, and he said it was a Mark 10 that was made to look like a Mark 11 because they wanted the togs on it. But that was still sensitive at the time of the film, so they had to fake it. They had to make a fake togs housing. I got to climb on it, and I saw exactly what he meant. I may still do that. I may still give it the little marking that shows what tank it was, you know. I think he still owns it, too. Such fiddliness on this kit. I might be reaching a natural stopping point here anyway, just due to the amount of stuff I've put on that I've got to let dry before I handle it more. Yeah, I want to finish this. Finish the Bradley and base the 432 before I start the links.
At the model student 20 said parts 1 knockoff here and there.
I'm not going to assemble the Commander's MG. That has to wait. Oh, we have to build another one. But this one has solid pieces too. Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of looking at everything before I proceed.
At the model student 20 said I tried putting a piece of foil window tip in the clear camera ball.
I actually scratch built the inner lenses. I just made a piece that fit inside the ball. Put the little lens housings on it, and then I painted the lenses the right color from the inside. That's how I got that effect. I can grab it and show you if you want. I had thought of doing the foil thing, but then when I looked at it, I'm like, that seems too bright. We're just painting the lenses and then using like I dry brushed the sensors on the inside. Well, yours should have had the sensors. Yeah, I think I thought your decal set came with a ball, with the ball guts. There was a resin piece that came with them that was ball guts. But that's all I did is I saw that picture of the resin one and copied it.
Student 20 said I thought I remembered you scratch building that.
Yeah, I did, but I based it on the resin piece that I saw in somebody else's aftermarket set. I'm like, huh, yeah, I can scratch build that. I'm not going to spend $60 on that.
didn't get any ball guts.
You said balls. Sorry, I'll stop being crude. E5.
At the model student 20 said WAAY crude. At the model student 20 said rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
But isn't that what we come here for, the crude humor? That's why y'all watch me. Yeah, I wish I could build as well as Night Shift, but then I'd just be another version of him, you know? Is his stuff inspirational? Yeah. But like I was looking at his logging truck that he did a good job. I just saw them differently when I was up in Washington a couple of years back. I know he was doing more of a Canadian one, but they still weather the same way. And trust me, those truckers, they take pride in their trucks. They clean them up when they're not being used to actively haul. And I need to find some of that fern.
20 said it looks really nice.
I need to find some of that fern that he uses to do pine. Because I need to use that on the lynx. Or not the lynx. The puma when we build it. It would be really neat, though, is to actually see if somebody makes a 16th scale Spa Panzer lynx. The modern one. And build that to sit next to the Puma.
At the model student 20 said well filmed and photographed as well, that doesn't hurt.
There we go. So it's got me putting in the photo etch first on this one. This one I don't mind putting the photo etch in now. It's got more contact area for the parts I glued on than this does. This I'm going to let dry fully because it just... I could sneeze and crush that accidentally. But the main thing I like about Night Shift, though, is he doesn't feel like he's talking down to anybody when he's doing his stuff.
20 said that coconut fiber works pretty good for some types of trees.
No, he found a specific type of asparagus fern that, when clumped and painted correctly, looks like pine needles and pine branches. At least enough for me. Because I want to run the wire on the outside of the Puma's turret and hull, and add some pine branches stuffed into it.
At the model student 20 said my friends.
No, but he doesn't get overly verbose and just use too much verbiage to really explain what he's doing. He keeps it technically simple. And for somebody where English isn't his first language, you know, that's something. You know, I gotta respect the guy for that. Booyah! And autofocus is saying autofocus. There we go.
At the model student 20 said I heard about his channel from my neighbor who doesn't even know model.
But what I don't know. I'm trying to find the right word. What I would like to see is the other individual that we were discussing, instead of trying to mimic another person's style and sell it like he's trying to sell diamonds, do your own. Develop your own. There's so much of people, you know, it's like, oh, look at me, I'm a great artist. But you're just drawing Marvel and anime characters over and over again. What? I want to see your characters. I want to see your style. I want to see your paint jobs. I want to see what you can do. Not what you can copy, what you can do. That gets me more interested in what people do than anything else, right? And I like that about Night Shift. I see what he can do. It would be like if all I did is see his model and then I'm copying that exact same build. How is that of any value to the rest of you, right? And it's one thing to pay homage to somebody and that kind of stuff. But when everything you're doing is simply aping somebody else's style and work and all that, how is that benefiting you in learning what you can really do? I don't know, is my soapbox getting too tall?
student 20 said, I understand he feels that keeping a traditional discipline he learned as the forefront of excellence. Seems he feels inferior to the process.
I don't know. I've just never seen him do anything that isn't driven by trying to mimic somebody else's work. I mean, yeah, I'm building this tank. So I'm making something that already exists. But when I go to paint it, I'm going to paint it in what I feel is my own way. Others may do similar things, but we all do something different. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to copy how Night Shift painted his...
Student 20 said, like he has to do it the way it was done, like a union plumber.
Yes. Almost exactly that. Or like, because he's not doing it the way he was taught, the guy who created the series is going to come down and tell him he's bad. Like, you're a bad student. You can't paint this anymore because you didn't paint it the way I painted it. That would be like me going into your channel and saying, you didn't build that BF-110 exactly like it's supposed to be in the box. I'm going to unsubscribe from you now. You didn't build it the right way. But that's because I get that you're doing your own thing. You're not constrained by, oh, I'm building this one for the Nationals to be the most accurate one I've ever built. Twitching increases. You're just building it for the fun of it.
Student 20 said, damn right, I did good riddance. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
At least you understood my humor. Is he enjoying the way he does his stuff? Sure. I just feel like it's trying to be sold as the only way to do it. And to me, that's not right. It's not correct. And that just goes on to all the build like I do, you know? Meanwhile, here's a guy building a tank, and I'm not saying build this tank like I do. And I'm not saying build anything I do like I do, you know? Look at the Centauro. You and I built those at almost the exact same time. Look how much more radically yours is different compared to mine. There's a box I'm supposed to build that goes there, but I'm going to wait till a little bit later to do that. I can smell my wife cooking dinner. Good thing I added the cooking dinner part there, right? And as I said, I think we're getting to the point where I've got to kind of put it down and let things dry. But yeah, it's...
The model student 20 said this was one of the first channels I found, and it was intimidating. He was using all these hot solvent-based stuff.
And I get but that's part of the style, you know. That's using the guns, paints, and whatever other brand. What's it called? The Gaia Notes or whatever. If that's a style you want to emulate, that's fine. But it's not the only way to do it. But it's being presented as the only way to do it. And I don't appreciate that as a consumer, as a customer. Sorry, my knee's locking up big time right now, too. But it's been 2 hours, so we're going to call it quits for now. Won't be on tomorrow. Try and be on Saturday evening. And looking forward to Sunday. So, I can feel my knee popping. Arthritis, yay. But yeah, keep building it all like you want to build it. If somebody comes up to you, you should use MiG. You should use ammo. You should use, you know, AK, all this other stuff. If you want to use it, that's fine. But it's not up to you to dictate what other products people use and what other methods and techniques. Some of them I find laughable, kind of like, and I'll probably demonstrate one on this, on the absurdity of some of it. Yeah. Like, and I'll end on this. You've seen those photo etch stencils they make for doing, like, mottled effects? I'll show you a simpler way to do it when I get to painting this. And it'll feel more natural, too. Ah, fuck. Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for the subs on the YouTube side. I know you, Upsy, I know you've probably left already. Thank you again for the donated subs. Much appreciated. And I hope everybody has a good Friday. And hopefully I'll see you all Saturday.